What's up, class, and welcome to another episode of the No Mod Shop class here on the Skooled Zone. In this slightly shorter than usual episode, I'm going to give you a tour of my sanctuary greenhouse. A lot of people ask me about that, having seen it in the background of some of my previous videos, so I figured I might as well show you. But since it's already finished, I won't be building it from scratch or anything, but I'll walk you through some of the tricks I used to build it. Before we get to all that though, let's take a quick peek at this month's Wall of Fame. Each month, I feature the names of my amazing Patreon supporters on this here Wall of Fame, and here is the Student Council this month. Thank you guys so much for your generosity and support for the channel. I'll leave a link in the description below and the iCard above if anyone else wants to become a member of the Student Council. There are some fantastic perks in addition to seeing your name on the Wall of Fame. And if you don't want to leave YouTube and take the time to set up a Patreon account, there's also a join button down below where you can become a member, or a Bitcoin address down in the description if you want to make a one-time donation. Helping me in any of these ways helps the channel because I reinvest everything to keep it going. So thanks for any support you want to show. Really appreciate it. All right, let's head over to Sanctuary and go on a quick tour. All right, guys, here we are in Sanctuary, and there's the greenhouse right in front of us. Looks so cool with the sun coming through the skylight there. I might have to use this for the thumbnail. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a tour. All right, I won't show you the rest of Sanctuary for now. See, the problem I'm having with Sanctuary, and the reason I'm showing you, in bits and pieces, is because I've already gone over the build limit like 4 or 5 times. So Sanctuary is so big, I don't think I'll be able to complete every building, It's one of those things where you just have to kind of pick or choose. Otherwise, I'm going to run into the same situation that I ran into with my Gray Garden build, where it just started crashing on me every turn. So anyway, let's take a look. As you can see, it is a 3-story hydroponic greenhouse. All right. The neon lights don't look so good on the corrugated metal, so I added a little decorative archway colored green like the plants that are inside, and got a couple of hydroponic signs from the Vault-Tec workshop. The rest of these materials, I believe, are going to be from contraptions. Anyway, a lot of DLC in most of my videos, in case you guys didn't know. I get asked about where I get all these materials all the time. If I don't use mods, well, they come from the official DLC, which you can get all included in a cheap used copy of the Game of the Year edition at your local game store. So that's what I always suggest. All right, I have a bunch of people. They're not really dressed like farmers, but I didn't want to bother, redressing everybody. But on the first level, we have the corn. Looks like I dropped some corn and it rolled under there. But anyway, all the corn is on the first level. And here's the way that the hydroponics works. So what I did was I set down a garden plot, and then I put down the slotted roofs from the concrete section. And they just snap into place. It's pretty easy to do. And the reason I did this is because, just in case you guys don't know what hydroponics are, hydroponics is a way of growing crops without the use of actual soil. It's like this nutrient liquid that's used instead. But you do need a kind of a substrate to keep the plants upright. So, a lot of times I'll use stones or rice or hay or things like that, And in this case, that's what's below these little columns here, these rows, is the substrate. And then in my head canon, at least, the water and the nutrient solution flows through those white cement rows there. It's like sprayed onto it. So, it gives the illusion of it being something different than an outdoor garden plot. And of course, with all hydroponics, they usually use artificial light because you're growing inside, and fluorescents give off that ultraviolet radiation needed by the plants. So we have all these fluorescent grow lights here. And then the glass on the walls is what traps the heat from the sun. So that's how a greenhouse works. But I won't make this too much of a science lesson. This is a tour. So on the second level here, we have the mutfruits, this little orchard up here. And you can see they're all growing directly in between those rows. That took a little while to line up. But the cool thing about these cement roof tiles is that they'll snap into place right over the garden plots with the trees in place. So that's the reason why this worked out so well. I didn't have to do any pillar glitching or anything. And then you got the railings, of course, to keep people from falling down to the next level. Can't have those occupational hazards. And then we go up to the third level. And the third level is like the miscellaneous level. I'll just give you a tour over here. We have the, she's taking a break. Looking at the nice view of Sanctuary all coming together. She's probably looking at that bar going, when will that be finished? I can't wait to go get a drink over there. Anyway, got the tato plants over here. And then we have the carrots in here. I only put one row of carrots because they don't grow very high. They don't look like the carrots in the build menu. And that happens with a lot of these items, like the gourds and the melons I'm going to show you over there. So they don't have this like nice carrot sticking out of the ground. They're just some very small leaves. And you can kind of see them barely breathing through there. So, and then we have a pump here, which we can assume the plumbing of which is running through the floors and the walls, you know, so it's not totally unrealistic. But I couldn't get the water pump to merge with the roof tile here. So in order to get the water to actually reach the garden plot, I added this little curved piece from the ball track section. So the water actually flows down from the faucet and into the substrate. And that's, you know, we can maybe assume this is where the solution goes, or maybe they add it from this little chemistry table here. And then it probably flows all the way around here and down, trickles down to the second level and the first level. So on this table, we have some sample crops. Maybe they're doing some testing and seeing how things are growing with various kinds. You know, we got all the fertilizer in the background. I'm assuming this green stuff in my little role play here is the hydroponic nutrient solution here. For some reason, I didn't have a clipboard at any of my nearby settlements, so I was going to put a clipboard there, but we have a pencil instead, so they're writing it on their own notes. And it's interesting because the bags of fertilizer actually come in bags, but the fertilizer single items come in these little bottles. So maybe that's also part of the hydroponic nutrient solution. And then we just have, you know, some packing crates and barrels and stuff when all the crops are finished. So if there's excess, maybe they ship it off to some other settlements. You know, you never know. Got some hose and some... I couldn't find some shovels. I know there are shovels in the game, but I don't know where to find one, you know? And I was trying to remember if that shovel museum was in the Commonwealth or was in Nuka World. And I probably should have gone there, but I didn't. So, oh well. We could assume that maybe this one over here is a shovel. So in these display cases, we've got some, you know, maybe instead of the natural staple crops like corn and tatos, we've got some herbs and some various other specialty items that are growing. So I just thought I'd decorate that, make it look pretty cool. And then over here, we've got, I don't know what this could be. I mean, I know what it is in the build menu, but in my headcanon, it could be something like asparagus or some other, you know, leafy crop that looks kind of like that. I don't know what turnips look like, but anyway, on this table, we've got the melons and the gourds. I was able to actually lift these up onto table level by placing them onto a rug. And it took a couple of them actually to make it look like it was actually growing there. But and this is another example of what I was talking about earlier, where they don't look exactly like they do in the build menu. So they come without any of the fruits. So I added a gourd. That's a gourd right there. And then we got these melons, which we can assume are mature and have been picked off of the vine to make room for new ones, you know? And then, yeah, this is the roof. All this is from the, I believe, the warehouse section. Interestingly enough, there is a break in the window there, but we don't have this particular glass roofing piece intact. So that was a miss on Bethesda's part. But yeah, so this is it. Let's go down and take another look at it from a couple of other angles, and that'll wrap up this video. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of it. Turned out really well. Got the settlers that are, you know, not doing anything else, like banging on the same wall of this house over here for like, you know, years and years. You know who I'm talking about. And yeah, so let's swing around here. Just see what's going on. You know, I thought about putting in an elevator, but because of the glass wall pieces, it didn't snap. And it was like a last minute thing, and I didn't want to delay this video any longer. So we got a couple of wires here, but actually a lot of the stuff in there is Wi-Fi glitched. So, you know, just wherever I could hide the wires. If it's easier to do it manually, then I'll do it. But yeah, looks pretty cool. And I actually kind of like the way that the roof tiles from the concrete section stick out beyond the glass walls. And what's cool is that it didn't prevent it from snapping into place. So I think the materials from the warehouse section are a lot more spongy than the rest, but that could just be my imagination. Yeah, looks pretty cool. I love it. It's like one of my favorite elements in Sanctuary here. And I love the way that door worked out. This was all Wi-Fi glitched. Well, just one of them, actually. If you can Wi-Fi glitch one light box, then the rest can snap on top of it and around it, and then you can just manually wire all the rest. And then all I needed to do was just pillar glitch this into place, which I actually use the stairs for, so we'll call it stair glitching it into place. But yeah, you can see some of the wires and stuff there. So hopefully that gives you some insights into how I built it, since it was already built. As usual, if you guys have any questions, you know, I'm pretty good about answering comments down in the comment section, but I usually give you guys a couple of days to help each other out. You know, I don't want to step on anybody's toes and be like that helicopter teacher, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, help each other out. If you see a question that you can answer real quick, throw a comment there. And if for any more elaborate questions, feel free to head over to the subreddit. That's where some of the longer threads can occur. That don't get lost in the comment section. So anyway, really appreciate your support, especially if you're one of the Patreons or the channel members. Thank you guys for watching this video. See you in the next one. Happy building and class dismissed.